This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
It almost appears that we're getting more and more closer to getting a potential Obi Wan Kenobi Season 2. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing is kind of up to you guys as fans. So if you can't already tell what this video is about from the thumbnail or the title of the video or what I just said, we're going to be talking about a potential Obi Wan Kenobi Season 2, as the writer of the show, Obi Harold, has to respond to some of these rumors. Just about everybody that worked and starred in the show, Ian McGregor, Hayden Christensen, the director, Deborah Chow, and now Obi Harold, have all talked about a potential Season 2 for the upcoming show. Today's video, we're going to be taking a read from the comic book article. I'm going to have that full article linked down in the description down below as always. Let's dive right on into it. As it says, Obi-Wan Kenobi head writer Obi Harold is enforcing a second season of the Star Wars series. Set between the events of Episode 3 and Episode 4, Harold has described the prequel trilogy spinoff as an Episode 3.5. Lucasfilm billed the Disney Plus spinoff as a 6-part limited series, bridging the gap between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, as they had their first clash on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith and their final battle aboard the Death Star in A New Hope. Interviewed by Deadline ahead of Part 4, potentially the series' finale premiering on June 22nd on Disney Plus, Obi Harold responded to rumors of Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. In quotes, "I'm being asked about this constantly. I've just been thinking about this for so long as a close-ended story that my mind is still so focused on this as sort of a limited series that I haven't thought beyond it," Harold told Deadline podcast. He also goes on to say, "But he's a great character, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're all amazing characters," ending the quote there. The article goes on to continue to say, asked if he's developing a second Star Wars series outside of a second season of Obi-Wan, the King Arthur Legend of the Sword writer responded, Obi Harold, in quotes, "I can't speak to any of these questions," he laughs, "but I love Star Wars and the experiences of working on Star Wars hasn't changed that in any way. It's only made it a bigger part of my life, and I feel lucky to be a part of it," ending the quote right there. The director, Deborah Chow, was similarly cagey about future episodes or a potential Season 2, telling RadioTimes.com, "Obi-Wan was envisioned as a limited series, and it's not an adventure of the week sort of story, kind of similar to what The Mandalorian is going on with Din Djarin and Grogu in The Mandalorian." In quotes, "It's one big story with a beginning, middle, and end, so I think the story was very much conceived to be its own standalone," Chow explained. "I mean, there are, of course, more stories that you could tell. There's obviously another 10 years before you get to A New Hope with the character like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think even just watching him ride across the sand sometimes is interesting. So, who knows? It's hard to say right now, but it was not in the intention," ending the quote there. We already talked about the director Deborah Chow and what she had to say here for a potential Season 2 in a separate video here on the channel, so make sure you guys go check that out as well. As the article goes on to continue to say, Ian McGregor, who physically reprised his Star Wars prequel role for the first time since Revenge of the Sith in 2005, also described Obi-Wan as a, in quotes, one-off limited series and a means of bridging a story between Episode 3 and Episode 4 and bringing me closer to Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan in A New Hope. Asked by Entertainment Weekly if he might reignite the lightsaber in the second season, Ian McGregor teased, in quotes, "Would I like to make another one? Yeah, I would like to make another one," ending quote there. As the article ends right there, let's go ahead and take a step back here and dissect this here a little bit here. I very much agree with just about anything and everything that everybody has had to say about Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 potentially being a thing and for it to be potentially happening. As I repetitively had mentioned in our previous video talking about a potential Season 2 and what the director Deborah Chow had to say about all of this, one key thing that really stood out to me quite a bit was the fact that she mentioned that there should definitely be a good time gap, like a good couple of years until they even really begin processing or a development on a Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's just for really oversaturation type of reasons. There's so many other Star Wars projects lined up for as of right now, and to kind of put like an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 back to back, like something that would happen the next year or maybe in 2024 or something like that, it just feels way too close together, at least in my own thoughts and opinions. That being said, oversaturation kind of takes away from the speciality of getting new Star Wars content and new Star Wars projects. You kind of see it and you're like, well, we just kind of got, you know, like this Star Wars show only a couple weeks ago now. Okay, this is something that's kind of starting to happen a little bit with Marvel and Marvel fans. They're just getting so much Marvel content, Marvel movies and Marvel shows, that it's oversaturated to a point of where they don't really even bother or really feel that excited to watch new and upcoming projects. Aside from that, one thing that really stood out here about from what Joby Harold had to say about everything here going on about a potential season 2, the show's writer here, is that yes, storytelling is key. He would definitely probably take his time with this type of stuff and wouldn't rush through it or anything like that. And also the fact that he doesn't really maybe see like a point of doing anything like that. Like in quotes, as he had mentioned, I'm being asked about it constantly. I've just been thinking about this for such a long time as a close-ended story that my mind is focused on this as a sort of limited series that I haven't thought beyond it. So even saying that he hasn't even really thought about it all that much, it really goes to say like how probably far away we are to ever getting something like this. Nonetheless, of course, it's definitely very cool and special to hear about a potential season 2 of Obi Wan Kenobi, even though Joby Harold doesn't really have all that much input of really to what to say here. But that doesn't mean that there's not other writers out there as well that could work on this stuff. Imagine maybe Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau hopping on this stuff, the guys that brought to life with the Mandalorian and the whole Mandoverse and everything that's going on over there. And of course, to be respectful that they have a lot going on over there and that they should focus a lot of attention over there with the Mandoverse, the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian future seasons, the Ahsoka Tano series, and maybe hopefully getting Rangers of the New Republic unshelved and the go here. One last thought here, something that I also mentioned in our previous video talking about a potential season 2 and what the director Deborah Chow had to say about this, is the time frame here. There's another 10 years before we get to A New Hope. There's definitely probably more adventures that Obi-Wan is going to go on. Maybe he doesn't have like full-on encounters with Vader or anything like that, but maybe other Inquisitors I think would be interesting enough. Even then, maybe to see his potential upbringing with the Rebellion here, maybe have him make a cameo in Andor is something that we had also talked about. And so with all that, I want all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Remember, I'm going to have that full article linked down in the description down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think here about a potential Obi Wan Kenobi season 2, so go comment down below. Drop a like in the video if you enjoy it, as it really helps the channel, and check out our Instagram, official Star Wars, for more Star Wars content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day or night. Peace out.